Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, my latest rendition of the Palace of Culture and Science with Legos. This is a 30-story building in Warsaw, Poland, and I'm very pleased I finally figured out a few things. First of all, in the building itself, the windows are a little bit inward, right? And I wasn't able to figure that out the first time I did it because they're not quite one Lego brick inward. They're more like half, right? I could have made the whole thing bigger, but it would have been very big. As it is, it's already very big. And Lego imposes a 5,000 piece limit. But I figured out this special tile called a jumper tile. Let's copy and paste so we can see it outside of the build. It looks like this. It's a 1x2 tile with a stud in the middle of it. My camera keeps wanting to focus in on. Okay. And then you can put other pieces on there. So let's copy this pyramid. And now we can put this pyramid halfway on that brick. Right? And so I was able to move everything inward by one. Now, there was another important reason to use that jumper brick. So, in the Palace of Culture and Science, there are 5 windows in the build in each floor. Oh, 7 if you include the ones on the end, which are mounted to the wall, but 5 that are interior. Now, here's the problem: Lego pieces don't do very well with odd numbers, right? So if you search all the Lego pieces, there are plenty of bricks that are 2x6, 2x8, 2x10. We gotta get to the right category. Hold on. 2x8. You can find a lot of bricks that are like that. 2x10, 2x12. But good luck getting any 2x9 bricks, right? And so things like having 5 windows, it makes for really trickiness, right? You got to break that into. You're not going to find pieces that are 9 studs long. You're going to have to break that into like 2, 2, 2, 2, and then a 1, right? And that requires you to add even more bricks to make sure all of them are fastened together safely. And then obviously you run into the 5,000 piece limit. But by using a jumper brick, now instead of a row of 9, it's a row of 10. Right. So I'm very pleased to have figured that. That bothered me for a long time. You may remember the old one that I submitted to Lego Build kind of took a compromise and used only 4 windows, and I indented everything a full Lego piece inward. So it was not really to scale. I took a lot of compromises my first time building this. But I'm very pleased that the first time around I used 1898 pieces. Mary Curry discovered polonium in 1898. For some reason, I can't remember why I added a bunch of pieces, but now it's 1933. But at one point, it was 1898, and I was really proud of that. This time around, I'll probably use closer to 5,000 pieces. I'm already rapidly approaching that. I'm going to have to look carefully to see if there's any pieces that can consolidate because I'm running too dangerously close. I haven't even gotten the decorations of the ground yet, right? And also, as it is, the building is not quite stable yet. There's a few more pieces that need to be added. So, Lego Studio has an algorithm to calculate how stable your build is. If it's well connected, each connection can hold a certain number of pounds, and it does the calculation for you. It's giving me 360 warnings, and I think a bunch of the groups are not even connected together. But some of that will probably be fixed when I start consolidating pieces, right? I almost thought about writing a computer program that can calculate all of the possible piece consolidations you could do, right? Because a big build like this probably has a lot of them that you didn't think of. You have to rearrange a little bit, right? It's not a very difficult algorithm, in my opinion. But obviously, I don't have access to how Lego Studio stores their data structures, right? So here we have it. A bunch of these floors are not very well connected, right? Uh, if you were to build this, it would not be very stable. If you start putting the top parts and then you press down on it, the whole thing might just collapse, right? But at least it looks well connected. There's 9 detached. I think a lot of the detachment is coming from there's no ground piece just yet. Right? I usually save that till the end because I don't know how big everything is going to be. But I hope to submit this with about 5,000 pieces. I'm thinking of see, I like to have good, interesting numbers for the number of pieces in my Lego build, like the 1898. Imagine Lego eventually sells a set, and on the front page of the box, 1898, right? That would draw a lot of attention, especially if you then put a picture of Mary Curry, some biography, right? That's why I love having good numbers on there. For the Taipei 101 build, I had what? 888. I think it was 3,888 pieces. Lots of eights, which is really lucky in Chinese mythology, right? I love having those interesting numbers. For the Mondrian, I had 1945. He did a victory piece for winning World War II. 1945 being the year we won World War II. It just sticks out on the box, right? Because that big number is the first thing that you might see, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.